welcome back to another Patreon video. And so today we're also going to be talking about the new piece that I made this month, like we always do, and the challenges that I faced while creating this piece. And yeah, and also I've not been feeling like myself lately. It's really hard to create new ideas and really struggling to be motivated to do new concept art. And yeah, thank God I was able to do this one. And yeah, not to take your time, this process walkthrough, this video is going to be at least like 70 minutes long. So we're going to explain two artworks in this particular video and another two artworks in the next video, so we end the entire section of this. And yeah, let's move along. So let's get. And for this particular piece, the concept idea was formed by, I just wanted to create this sort of new concept of for this character that I made like last year. Is it, like November last year? And the character has this sort of like white blonde hair. And if you're tagging along with all of the process, all of the painting that I've been doing, all of this while you're going to know the character that I'm talking about. And yeah, so for the character, I just wanted to show like the way she lives in her house, just daily life stuff. And yeah, so how she's going to figure out about the orb, this kind of continuation to this world that I'm creating, neon domination. So this particular idea started from me sketching out this sort of like laptop, a pen and a book from this particular perspective. And figuring out how to work this perspective was quite something challenging in a way, because it's sort of like an angle that I haven't quite done before. So it's actually quite intense to do. And just figuring out how the laptop looks from this sort of top angle, and yeah, for a person who doesn't use a laptop or stuff like this, a lot of gadget like this, it was really kind of hard. But good thing that I got a lot of references to use. And yeah, and so drawing out the books on this sort of photograph that the character captured. And also this sort of photograph features this sort of like past scene from the character's world. And that's what I was actually trying to explain in this sort of artwork, this sort of concept of like what the character is looking for, what she's searching for, this sort of neon orb. Because like I wanted to set the story like a brother got trapped inside it, that sort of orb. And there's the story for the artwork. So figuring out this perspective was something quite annoying in a way, but yeah, I got it done. And from there I moved to adding a little bit of grayscale color. Sorry for all of the breakups right here, because like, I didn't actually saved up all of the process walkthrough for this particular idea. And yeah, it was quite an annoying thing. And yeah, just put a little color, grayscale colors on this one. And moving to adding details to the particular piece, adding the setting of the laptop. And I'm also sorry for the blurriness in the image, cause I tried to use a better canvas size, but my phone was lagging due to its storage power. And yeah, so from this part I was just adding the colors to make this sort of still life type of drawing to shine bright more. And what what I actually learned from this particular paint was like, when you painting something that looks really realistic in it, you go learn to balance line and shadow. They should be consistent all across the particular piece. Maybe you have this sort of like, let me use maybe you have this sort of like bluish sort of morning type of color. You should make sure you have this sort of blue sort of color to shine on so many things in the area to make it look as realistic as possible, so the painting will look nice and well composed here together, so people will know you know what you're doing. And a lot of mistake beginners make mostly is like when you tell them to use this sort of blue color, some people just sort of mash the blue color all over the entire piece, and it looks so mushy. What you should do is you should blend down your layer, and use this sort of like brush strokes and add it all around. Then after that you start to um add in more shadows to the concept, so everything looks good all together, so it looks realistic all together. So that's what I actually learned from this particular process. And yeah, so moving on from there, and we go this particular part of the painting where I just finished off writing all the details in the background, adding the words to this sort of place, and painting the pen. And what I learned with this pen was like to actually get all of everything done right, you go know how to place your stuff right, because like this sort of cover of what is this called again, this plastic white cup, I actually placed it here in the first place. I don't know why I couldn't find the reference. Okay, yeah, if you can see from here, I actually placed it right there in the first place on the book, because I thought there was actually um something interesting to do. But when I got to the second piece after this one, then that's when I realized it wouldn't really look cool if I actually add this sort of cup around here. So then that's when I remove the cup from there, and I moved it right to this particular place. Then when I moved it to this particular place, that's when I realized it actually looks a lot better when the cup is standing right at this particular point of the camera. It gives it much more of a foreshortened sort of camera angle. It gives it more insane camera angle in it. And yeah, so from there man just moved to detailing the entire piece, adding this sort of lightning across the sort of laptop for it to look realistic, and adding the sort of, what's it called again, reflection of the laptop keyboard. I reflected inside the laptop, what's it called, glass. So yeah, I hope you guys understand the law from what I just explained round about here. I'm talking like this because I'm a little tired from combining all of these process pictures together, and finishing a piece that's so really detailed like this. And yeah, so like no break, just continue grinding and doing it. And so for this process walkthrough, what I learned was like facing the difficulties, the challenges. When it comes to you, you just gotta face it right back, and learn where how to place your perspective well. Look for good references will help you a lot. Cause like when I first started out this entire piece, I wanted to set down the laptop more like a angle like this. Yeah, the laptop should be like this. Somehow we can see the back of the laptop, and we can see the front right here, so something like that. And well, I realized it's not actually quite something fantastic, so I removed the inner, and I changed the all. I tried a new perspective, and yeah, we go around, we go to this part. So yeah, and so this sort of like falls right here is just what the character screen took a picture of, from where like she added to maybe where she went to find. So like if you guys are following all of my piece, you know you've seen this sort of like model box before in the first piece that I released this year. So yeah, so the world is so connected. These guys as well are so connected. So moving on from here to the next piece, and so for this particular next piece, I'm sorry, let me turn on every layer right here, and yeah. So from this particular, so for the next piece, we go this sort of like another camera angle from that particular first piece. So we got the second camera angle facing front, so you guys can see more of what of the story I'm trying to tell. So that's why I used this sort of like front camera angle. So from top down camera angle that we use the other time, so which is this camera angle right here. So this particular piece is just like the first one. I just wanted to show you guys more, describe more of what I'm actually trying to tell in this story. So we got the laptop done just like we did for the first one. So the laptop is actually facing us right now, and before I wanted to set down this sort of like layer on the laptop in it, writing sort of like words of like the orb of power stuff and stuff, but I realized it would be too much out of focus in a way. People won't actually be able to focus on what the artwork is all about. You just be reading a lot of text, so that's actually kind of boring. So I removed that and just set up the background in this sort of angle. So in a way, the hardest part about this artwork was like I was trying to imagine what the character would have in a house. This sort of like a badass character that uses a sword to fight demons, monsters, and getting this sort of herb so the world wouldn't be dominated by neon stuff. And yeah, something like that. So I didn't actually know how to put all of this together, but then thank God I find a lot of good references. Then just style a little bit small sketch from here. Then I started with the grayscale, continue with the grayscale, and from there I moved to shading the background more, and adding this sort of like max. So this element, so this sort of element shows like the character has a bike or some sort of stuff like that, and moving from there. Sorry, I got a little bit of code. Don't. So, moving from there, I started detailing the character more, and the more you continue to detail your piece, the more you realize some stuff like the painting is actually missing out. And for this particular painting, when I first got to this part, it got a little bit much more intense because I didn't really know how to fit everything all together, how it would quite look good, and so I took a little bit of step back in it and look for better references to be able to tell more of the story that I wanted to do. And this particular background at the back, if you guys can see in the final piece, I blurred it out so it wouldn't actually be distracting. It wouldn't actually make you guys be distracted from the front, from the foreground, what we have in the foreground, what story we're actually telling from the foreground. So the background is actually blurred out, so you guys can actually learn to be using this whole stuff to show this sort of cinematicness in scene, and to explain more of the story of some stuff that you want to actually do. And sometimes it could actually help you in doing like sort of like less details in some stuff, so you really actually have to be detailing everything all over again. It would be a lot of work, and your work would be too crowded with so many things. So you could actually learn to blow out some stuff to create this sort of like depth of field in your background, mostly when you're creating something like a background like this. And background is one of the most complex stuff to actually do, so that's why I actually just thought about doing it, just trying it out though. And yeah, so from this particular place where I just started adding colors to the background, then I started adding much more detail at this point, and then moving to this particular part in the painting. This particular part in the painting was actually quite amazing in a way, because like from every piece that I've done this year, I love this particular painting the most, because it's challenged me to do a lot of stuff that I don't actually I haven't actually learned to do before. And yeah, so in this particular part, I just started adding much more details to this sort of environment because it felt a little bit empty in a way. So it left me with a little bit of void when I looked at this piece, when I just saw like this. Because before I only got this like sort of like laptop right here and some photograph that we showed before in the first piece. We go a little photograph right here, and we go the element, so it felt a little bit empty. So that's when I started adding more tools like a phone. If you remember the character, I always show this sort of like a white phone. So in a way, this is just sort of to indicate more in the story, like maybe she used a phone to take all of those photos and printed it out in some software. And yeah, so this sort of gone to just indicate how violent she is, since I couldn't actually add a sword on the table because just filling a little stuff in is actually quite something complex in a way that I wish I could learn more to do when I want to feel some this whole like um a traditional sort of life with this sort of like modern day stylish sort of stuff. And so that's the reason why I didn't actually add the sword on the table. So the character got this sort of like black blade. She got this sort of like black blade sword. So the character got this sort of like black blade type of sword. And I feel like it would actually be cool if I had actually added a sword there, but you know, things just happen. Things just happen, bro. And so from that particular point, and moved to adding details to the to the overall background. And so for this entire piece too, what I actually learned is making sure your lightning is actually consistent in everything you're doing. Cause like from the first piece to the second scene, you could actually see a consistent lightning that I was trying to trying to do across all of these scenes. So like just detailing the background from here to here was just quite challenging. It was something that I didn't actually expect to be this hard, but I thank God like I overcome all of the issues primary right there. And I hope you guys are really enjoying my process walkthrough video. It's really hard to combine all of these photos together, all of these process pictures together, because my phone be lagging a lot right now, and yeah. So and you guys should learn to blur out some particular part in your painting so for it to look cinematic. And sorry, let me turn off this particular, I'm looking for this particular layer. And yeah, so removing that, so from this particular part you can actually see some books in the background that I actually just blurred out and just use this sort of like add brush to just do this sort of, sorry, adverts to do this sort of texture in the background for it to look amazing. And so just blot it out, and you will need, it will save you a lot of time of doing this sort of intricate detail on every single part of the paint. And so blowing out the background also helps you focus more on the background and make this sort of help you focus more on the foreground, I mean, and make sure the background is much more, it shows how far away the background is actually is, because this actually sort of happen in real life. Sometimes when you look at something really, even when you look at something really close like this, maybe something's really close to the, okay, let me use a better pen, maybe something is like this is really close to the camera, and in real life if you zoom your eyes in a little bit, you can see it blurred out a little bit. It should be blurred out a little bit like this. And so that was actually what I was actually trying to maintain in the background to the foreground, and showing the reflection of this sort of like open sort of window outside. So it's translated on this sort of like laptop, on this sort of like laptop screen, on this sort of like laptop screen. And if you guys noticed from the first painting, the laptop was actually much more of something curved like this. It was a little bit covered though. It was a little bit covered though. Meanwhile, this sort of the second piece, the laptop was actually not covered like the first one. So I was actually doing that cause I couldn't find a perfect reference for like bowing down laptop like that, and also cause it didn't actually fit what I was quite aiming for. And yeah, that's particularly it. Wasn't aiming for what I actually wanted. And so we got this sort of like black blade so stuff. Since I couldn't add a sword there, I added this. I added a reed diffuser to the house setting, a book and tables and flowers at the back, and this sort of like house a lamp. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this piece. So we move on to the third one, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this particular process. And I wish I could have made the background a bit much more this sort of like neon sort of bright light background, but I feel like it's actually okay the way I made it. And we got this sort of like belt that the character always wear on this sort of like outfit, white outfit that she takes on the battlefield. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this process walk through, and I'll make a video for the second one too now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.